Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, this is Tyler. This is going to be a video concerning how to deal with nosy people. Before I give you the couple of reasons of how to deal with nosy people, I want to say this. Me personally, I am not a fan of nosy people, and I do not enjoy being around the presence of nosy people. But I myself, I have learned that there's always going to be nosy people in this world, and these bugs will never be dismissed from our presence at all for people who do not like nosy people. We wish that we don't want them around. We wish there was not a nosiness disease or a nosy bug around certain people, but it's just the way it is. So we have to learn how to deal with it. So I just want to pass these couple of things on to a lot of you people out there that have a hard time dealing with nosy people, and you understand just as well as I do. Nosy people are some of the most untrustworthy people that you will ever see, and some of the most gossiping and backbiting and backstabbing people that you have ever seen in your whole entire life. It's simply because these type of people ain't got nothing else but to do with their lives but to just tell other people's business and tell other people's personal affairs, trying to interfere with people's personal affairs for no apparent reason whatsoever. And you know as well as I do, it is a natural born fact. So let me just give you the first reason of how to deal with nosy people. The way to deal with nosy people is whenever that they're asking you a personal question, or whenever they're asking you something that is concerning your business that you do not want them to know at all, the best thing that you can do is, I know for a lot of us, because I've been accused of this, saying, none of your damn business. It ain't none of your business. Best thing that you can do is, well, I can't talk about that right now. And then what you can do after that, you say, well, this does not concern you after you say that. And then immediately say, I have something else that I need to do, and so I will probably talk with you later. And then that will shut the conversation down in a heartbeat. It's simply because that nosy person would realize that you are not making the time for him or her to get in your personal affairs or to get into your business whatsoever. That's a straight up message. And some nosy people will sit there and say why, and you will just sit there and say the same thing again. You will say, just like I said, I have something that I need to do, and it is very important, and I need to go right now, and I need to go and do it right now. And that's how you shut the conversation down with nosy people. And I just want to go on ahead into the second one of how to deal with nosy people. This one I use personally because it works. Whenever that you find a nosy person getting into your personal affairs, asking you something about your business that you don't want that nosy person to know, or asking you the question that that nosy person wants to know but you do not want that person to know, the best thing that you need to do is always give that nosy person something that he or she doesn't want to hear, something that is not of their interest, something that is totally out of the norm. And sometimes the nosy person will go back to that same conversation, and you will go back into your conversation of what you was talking about that is very uninteresting to them. And then, yes, the nosy person will probably sometimes say, how come we're not coming into that? And then you always stick to that subject that is uninteresting to them. And you know the reason why is simply because sticking to that subject that is uninteresting to them will make them frustrated and dismayed, and then will leave out of your presence in a heartbeat. And always say, just like I said, and stick to that subject and do not, that is uninteresting to them. Because like me personally, I will tell you, I always give a nosy person what they do not want to hear. Always something that is very uninteresting, something that they're not into. And you know the reason why I do this is simply because they don't have nothing to gossip about. They ain't got nothing to speak about. Unless it's something that is very uninteresting. That is the way to shut them down. And sometimes you have to stand on that particular subject that they do not want to hear. Stand on it. And always say, like I said before, just like I say it. And act like you ain't even hearing that question. They'll get frustrated with you and go off and not have a conversation with you about your personal affairs or your personal business or anything like that. They'll go away. They will go away. But like I said, this second reason of how to deal with them works for me, but it might not work for you, but I hope that it works for you, because nosy people get real irritated when you're not hearing what they want to hear. And you're not answering the questions what they want to hear, because I learned sometimes none of your business a lot of times don't even work when you're saying it in a very harsh way. And it's going to make them come back even more. And I will admit that this is the way that you deal with nosy people in the workplace as well. Go to a conversation that they don't want to hear. Something that is very uninteresting, that is very boring to them. So, I'm going to go on ahead and cut this video short. I hope that this will help a lot of you people out there that is dealing with the nosy people who are the nosy bugs out there. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, I give you the invitation to please subscribe to this channel, because you'll receive weekly content on a weekly basis. Thank you, and have a great and awesome day or evening, people.